Warning, you are listening to an adult podcast talking about adult topics. You've definitely been warned. All right, everybody, welcome to not another episode of the Hoppy Craftsmen. This is actually a special episode of Hoppy Craftsmen.
This is the episode.
Episode 100. With me is my co-host, Ed, and Nate Libby here.
Yeah, I'm also a co-host.
That's me.
Co-hosts.
Yeah.
Co-hostesses.
I'm getting downgraded. Didn't know I was getting demoted on the 100th episode.
Episode 100, you're just a co.
Listen,
now.
changes are coming.
You're just Nate.
And then,
What's happening?
yeah.
All right, and who else we got
And
here?
then coming out of retirement
Yes.
for one episode only.
Special.
Jeff Brecken.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Clapping
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
sounds in the background of the episode. Yeah, we can get a couple of those.
One night,
It's
one
not
night
going to be
only.
better than mine.
One night only.
One night only.
But we're doing two shows.
So,
no, I'm just joking.
first, I just want to say thank you to you guys at the table for doing this with me forever. Definitely didn't think it'd be anything more than just me and maybe somebody else just bullshitting over some beers, and it was a way for me to reconnect with people. So this was awesome. And then it's definitely been a whole way bigger journey, which everybody's going to hear
It
about
has.
right now. It's going to hear about this. They're going to hear about all the things that we've done and we enjoyed and all the other fun things. So
And it's there's such an evolution to it too, which has been so fun. That it was me and you, and it was never gonna succeed forever with just me and you, And then we got Ed, and eventually, at some point we had Jeff, and it's just been fun that all of our friends have been able to take part in this with us, and we've interviewed so many people that have become our friends.
right, which is the weirdest part.
Yeah,
It's the weirdest part to me.
We see so many brewers as all four of us. We even now, Jeff included. We see people in the industry that know us, and it's fun to be a part of it.
You know, out in public, where
Yeah.
not in the brewery, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, what's up?" And you're
Yeah.
like,
What are you up to?"
Hi, how's it going?
It's still I people still ask me about the podcast, and so
Of course.
like my last show I think was way pre-pandemic.
Yep.
And I go to
Yeah.
places and they're like, "Hey, how's the podcast going?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't done that in like 3 years. Sorry." but I met them
going well,
through
though.
like the show
Right.
and
Yep.
at like a beer fest or something, and
Yeah.
and I'm still like one of those podcast guys.
You're attached to it somehow. You get an industry discount.
No,
I'm sure.
once you're in, you're in. There's no getting out, and it's just,
Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in.
Right in.
the sturdiness and the firm ground that Ed brought to the show, giving us a new studio, giving us all kinds of infrastructure to make sure this show happened,
It's sports talk.
and sports talk,
Little
and
polish.
my fellow hockey friend,
Say, is somebody gonna cry by the end of the
Yeah,
show?
yeah, probably.
I think it's a good recount because it has been fun, and whether all four of us have had a great time doing this stuff together. So
Sure.
I'm probably going outside the outline.
No, you're good.
Probably should have come to the end of the show.
Yeah. Well, no, this is.
Said I wasn't gonna cry.
I said I wasn't gonna cry, but no,
it's-
it is. It's just a pleasure to be doing it, and you know what? I have to. And then when I was thinking about this, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. I want to thank Chris for being
worst.
the one steady. He's always
I'm
been
gonna
the
cry.
steady current in this show. And he, like me and Ed will be like, and Chris will be like, you guys can do it alone. It's like, yeah, we could, but we're not going to do that with you. And, it's just
The worst.
it's just the way it is sometimes. And you are the original Hoppy Craftsman.
Thank you.
And thanks for bringing us all in and making us.
You're the beer drinking oak.
Yeah,
You're-
dude.
You're the beer glue.
Yep.
It's funny. I looked at our old logo the other day. Like the one that I had was like the guy with the headphones and the beard,
Right.
and like how much it looked like me. And then we decided to change it because it was more than just me on the show. But I really like that logo still. I was like,
Of course,
bring
dude.
that back. But,
Yeah, we're bringing that back. We're
but
bringing that
there's
for
3 of
100.
us at this point.
Do you
so.
guys want some actual stats of show numbers of how many
Yeah, it's-
episodes people have been on?
Oh, please. Yeah, let's do it.
So Chris has been on 99 of 100 episodes. He's missed one. Jeff, do you know what episode he missed?
I have
Dude,
no idea.
I
yeah, you
wanna
do.
know.
You
I'm-
100% know because
Do
you were
I?
on it.
Was I on it?
You
No.
realize
No, it was these
you
two.
realize we get really drunk on these, right? you realize I haven't done these
yeah.
in several years. No, I'm sure as soon as you say it, I'll be like,
It was the episode you and I did with Rob for, I think it was
I
Real Wild and
vaguely
Woody.
remember this.
I remember
vaguely
now.
remember
That's the one we
this.
did in there. Weird. It that
Yeah,
place
the-
definitely was a seedy hotel at one
Yes.
point.
Yes, I remember that
At
office.
guild headquarters, it's like people have had sex in here.
It smells like sex right now.
No, that's Team
Ed, do you
Spirit.
know how many episodes I've been on?
That was episode 46.
46.
Yep.
Wow.
That Chris missed.
That
The
was-
only episode Chris has missed in the proper timeline.
So your wife was right about me, wouldn't she?
Yeah,
say?
no, you're good.
Yeah, I went out and
Yeah,
drank
yeah.
100
I was getting ready to leave the house, and I was so proud of myself. I was like, "Honey, I'm getting ready to go record the 100th episode down at the shop."
Well, that's why I left, because Chris left us hanging.
Yeah, exactly.
that was that episode.
It was that episode of me, and it was Jeff and Ed. It's like, Chris, man.
Right.
My bad. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Anyway, she was just not super proud of me for getting drunk 100 times. But please, Ed, do you actually know how many shows I've been on?
I do. Oh, but before that, we should mention we are at the shop. It was a very short list of places we were going to record episode 100.
Yeah, I guess we should thank the shop for doing this. Listen,
Oh, absolutely.
you look at some of the
Good
our
people.
episodes. We record a ton with them. We record them every time we see at beer
Yep.
festivals. We record with them.
Yep, they've always been willing. They've always been
Oh, yeah.
game. They've always been willing to support us 100%. The guys that run this place are incredible.
Yeah.
And they have incredible sense of humors too.
Yeah, we love
They're
that.
always been fun dudes to be around.
I was pretty stoked to, my guest appearance back on the 100th episode would be here, because
Yep.
Yeah.
some of my favorite episodes are definitely here.
It's absolutely right that it occurred here. I mean, there's a couple places it could have. This is definitely one of them.
So we are drinking the shop beers too. We should
Oh,
probably
yeah, I
mention
guess
that.
we should get into that a little
We
bit.
got
Yeah, one of these
beers.
days we'll get that down.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I know, right?
It's been 100. We still haven't done it yet, so it's fine.
We all started with a round of devil's lettuce.
Yep.
With the exception of Jeff. What did you have, Jeff?
Fight
Did you
'em.
have the
I started with Fight 'em.
Item, that's right. The yeah.
5 years in the making?
ITM. 5 years in the yeah. That's what we'll call for now. But I had we all started with devil's lettuce outside of that, and now I'm drinking a Space Yacht, an IPA lager, and it's cloudy and delicious, and lagery. And I'm having a great time.
It's hoppy still. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's all right. It's
I'm
allowed on the show.
I'm doing great. Yeah.
All right.
What are you drinking, Ed?
I'm drinking the classic church music.
Good.
I was
They
gonna
weren't
get-
going to let us record here unless we drank one of those.
I was gonna get that, and then Ed got it, so I was like, "Nope, I'm getting devil's lettuce again."
What'd you get?
Devil's lettuce,
Shoot, dude.
and then Jeff copied me.
When I was at Trevor's the other night, I started with a devil's lettuce, and then I had that stupid new beer from Roses by the Stairs, and then I drank 4 of those.
Yeah.
I was like, this is good.
Would you say that Roses by the Stair beer was bready?
No.
How dare you.
No. All right, cool. Nate, how many episodes is Nate on?
Anyway, back to stats.
I want to guess.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Give us
I feel like I've been on like 70-something episodes.
Oh, all right. I can see the
Because I
answer,
know
so
I
can't
missed a
guess.
chunk. I know I missed a chunk.
Yeah.
you were over.
Jeff, how many do you think?
I'm over.
Yes.
Damn
Was
it.
I on?
No, do you
or
think,
was
he's on?
that Ed or Nate?
Nate. Not Ed. We don't care.
The hint is Nate's first episode was episode 5.
Yeah.
That's true.
Which I thought it was later than that.
Yeah, no,
And
we
I went-
started
yeah, it was
early.
episode 5. I was like, wow, he was that early. Man, that's crazy.
I mean, knowing if he started at episode 5 and knowing Nate's tendency to kind of be
Miss things?
flaky, I would say 70s is probably.
He said I'm over, so
70s is
60s?
63.
63.
Damn, I missed 47 episodes or 37 episodes.
How could you be more flaky than I assume?
I mean,
Dude, trust
listen,
me, it's not that hard.
You were
I went through some rough stuff a few years
60%
ago.
of the time you were there.
And that wasn't even including COVID. COVID was a cakewalk compared. But so yeah, I missed a bunch of episodes for a while there. You guys did good. Me, we recorded some episodes while I was out.
60%. That's good.
That's okay.
That's not bad.
That's a D.
Ed, how many have you done?
That's a D.
I have done 41.
Okay, good. As long as I've done more than you. I will
wait,
do
how many-
every-
that says wait, how many as a guest though?
So that was,
yeah,
that
that's
was
a
my
good
next.
point.
Who do you think's been the most reappearing guest on the show?
You.
Me.
I mean,
Yeah, you. But second to you, Rob Fulmer,
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
and then yeah. Who else? I don't know if we've ever had anybody twice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who?
We did. Well, Chase is in the show twice.
Jordan's been on, I
a few
think,
times.
4 times.
We
And
did
that's
BRI
definitely
at
one-
least twice.
And that's
Did
definitely
BRI.
one of the episodes I missed.
Yeah. Dark
Matt-
Sky, Ryan, those guys has been on 3 times at
Yeah?
least. Not
Yeah.
counting all the beer festival stuff.
That's definitely one of the ones I missed. All right, fine.
Jeff's number.
Yeah, and I haven't been to every single one of the beer festivals. What's Jeff's number? Jeff's number's got to be like 22, 23,
pretty
24.
low.
37.
Nice.
37? I was gonna guess in the 20s.
Holy
You-
shit.
You were there the
Jeff.
whole time that Nate was gone.
Your first episode was
That's
16.
right.
16.
Dude, Jeff really did help take over when I left for sure.
Jeff showed up on episode 16.
Okay. Wow. That's
I was the guy that started harassing all the breweries to be like, we're gonna come to your brewery before you open and drink and talk to you, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, for sure.
And they did usually like it.
They did.
Oh, and it was funny because you get like the trepidation. They're like, well, and then they did it, and all the ones that were like, I don't know how this is going to work, were the
Yeah.
ones that were like, holy shit, let's do this again.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun.
My first episode was 29.
Well, my first episode.
One?
Oh, okay.
Was your first guest appearance at a festival though?
No, my first was filling in for you at BRI.
You know, you're all welcome for me being really
100%
flaky.
that was it.
Everybody
Yeah. So
else's episodes has to do with me leaving.
So that's why Matt Trethaway says the things about you that he does when I see him.
Me?
He doesn't believe Nate exists. He
No.
thinks Nate's not a real person.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he truly believes you are a
God,
made
I
up
thought-
character.
I thought you were gonna be negative. I was
He
like,
thinks
I didn't say anything bad about him.
He thinks I do a voice that's you.
Yeah, we'll have to do another BRI episode then.
Yeah, there you go.
I guarantee you he would be down for that.
They're good people over there.
Do it at the arcade.
Episode
Oh, that'd be
21
fun.
is the first appearance of the current theme music, the Takasubo Man.
Which Nate got for us.
Yeah,
Nate did that.
I want to thank those guys because that's been fun music to have.
100%.
And I like it. And they were like, yeah, use our music.
Yeah, they were totally.
Please use our music. They're still rocking.
Yeah.
I just pray they'd come to California or something soon. That'd be
be cool.
so sick if we could go out and see them.
Do you know the name of the previous intro song?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh shit!
I'm pretty sure it got flagged on a lot of things a lot of times, like on YouTube and stuff. And so that was one of the reasons we had to change it too. We're looking at new music.
Yeah.
And then that's what you found.
Right.
So it's the name of this song. That's why.
Oh shoot! I don't recall. Dang! I do. After all this time, I don't recall.
Yeah.
It's Concrete Dinosaur by Galactica.
Oh, I have to go back, dude.
Great song.
Yeah.
But it was just, that Porno Galactica credit that we kept giving to people, kept getting it flagged for stuff. And
That's
I was like,
hilarious.
I might need to change that, not give them.
That's
maybe I should shorten it
hilarious.
to PG, maybe. Fine.
All right, here's a trivia question. How many episodes do you think featured for Hoppy Craftsmen?
Oh, not many.
I probably should not look at this. I can guess too.
Not many. Probably at least like maybe 15 to 20. I mean, out of 100? No, I mean probably less.
Jeff?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
We
I can't-
only did it. We could have only done it together, the four of us, 10, 15 times.
Yeah,
Including
I
this
was, I was gonna say.
Including
Yeah,
this one,
yeah,
yes.
including
I would
this
say
one.
it's in the teens at best.
like 27.
That many?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
You guys are all completely wrong.
Really?
Four.
10, 5.
One.
Just say number.
One?
This one.
No.
This is the only time we've
shit.
all. No.
Technically
Oh, true.
two.
Yeah, I guess that's true. 'Cause
But you were a guest with the three of us one time, right?
Episode 32 was the only time all four of us have been on the show
Okay.
together.
I was gonna say, there's no way.
'cause
And
was
I
that
was
the-
still a guest.
Was that the one with you and Tim, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because you and Tim came on as influencers in the community.
Yeah.
And then we played beer drinking games too. That was fun.
Yep.
And I was there for
I
that?
called it the Ed and Tim show, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Is that Jeff's house?
I don't recall. Yeah. I have no memory of that.
And then episode 59 is when I officially joined the show.
It was bound to happen. You wouldn't stop coming.
He just shut up. I told him not to come anymore. But
Pick this guy up in the wilderness park.
Hey guys, I just bought this microphone.
And
Listen,
he's like, I'm
Check
pretty
it.
sure they're taking me to someone's house to kill me.
I think Ed has, was that Patty Hearst syndrome? We just kidnapped him once and then he just never left.
Yeah.
He's like, I love these guys.
Stockholm Syndrome?
Stockholm, yeah.
We're at a can release, and these guys took me home, and I don't know what happened from there.
I've been living in Jeff's basement ever since.
Chained him to the radiator. Good times. God, I miss this.
We miss you, buddy.
All right, any more fun facts? We're going to wait more fun facts
I'll put
later.
some more in
All right.
during
We're
the.
gonna
We got a long way to go.
Sprinkle?
All right.
This
Okay.
is a marathon.
It is. This is a marathon. So,
Before
I never knew you were this much of a statistician, Ed.
and then more than likely, we're probably going to have to make this 2 episodes because, listen, I know we're all long-winded and we drink a lot.
It's gonna
so
go a ways.
It might be a good idea to split this
How
into 2.
dare
Yeah,
you.
well, forethought. We've done this a long time now.
Well, just in the spirit of making this last longer, I just want to say that, after how many years has the shop been here? They're still making great beer. The Devil's Lettuce that they did with Dark Sky is crazy good.
Yep.
And it's an indication, tops they're top breweries in the state, and it remains that way. And the Devil's Lettuce is delicious.
Delicious.
I go. I mean, me and Deej, my wife, for anyone who's listening to, we're still foodies. We go to a lot of places.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to go to all these restaurants and have like the beers of places we never would have thought you could get outside of the tap
Right.
room. Church
everywhere. It's
music
awesome.
is everywhere
I
now.
know. We were having that conversation.
You know, I go to gas stations and it's always like I have to flip a coin because they have 48 OG, they have Spellbinder, and they have church music. And I see those
And I
three, and it's like, and of course, you know, everything from Ren, and it's like, what do I get?
Big
I'm
six.
pretty sure I've seen the tall boys of the church music too. Do they have like? I'm pretty sure they have a tall boy of the church
Well,
music too.
They have.
They really made it.
They have a 12-ounce. I think a 12-ounce.
12 pack,
12
yeah.
pack.
Yeah, oh,
of the
really?
cans.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
I've seen that for sure. I
And
think.
I'm like, ooh, that's deadly.
yeah, that's
awesome.
sick. Yeah, no, they've done well, man. They're killing it, and yeah, it's just good to see breweries like the Shop, Ren, after the years that we've been here supporting them. They're still doing great as a result of us.
Look
It
at
was-
Jeff. He hasn't missed a beat. That was a good segue to talk about favorite moments in the show.
It is favorite moments. Favorite moments.
So we'll start with Jeff. Do you have any memorable episodes or events or shows?
Favorite moment.
I mean, I know it's cliche and it's lame, but like all of them. But yeah, I mean, every time I think back on the best times I had on the show, you know, anything with BRI. I mean, Matt Trethway and I are pretty good pals to this day. You know, he always, if he comes to one of his, you know, we go to his places on the regular, and whenever he sees us, he makes time to not just stop by and say hi, but he pulls up a chair, and I feel like I'm family there. This place, like I said, when you guys invited me to come do this, and you told me it was at the Shop, I was kind of like, you know, giddy teenage girl. It's like that was, you know, one of the ones that sticks out. Our first podcast here was one of the ones that stuck out in my mind as like the most fun. The Strong Beer Fest, the first roving one that we did was a blast. I love those. The Real Wild and Woodies, all Chase, you know, everything we did with Chase. And another
Were you
one
at-
that I always think about is the Tombstone Brewing.
Tombstone was the class. Were you at Tombstone with John?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's my memory fails.
Yeah, that
me
was
immensely.
that was the hall, and you know, I mean,
That's right. You did do that with us. That's right. And that was a wonderful show.
right.
Are we going around with our favorite shows, or we want to keep that going here?
Before we do that,
Want Jeff
we
to
actually
going?
have. I reached out to a bunch of listeners and patron people, and I want to read theirs because I guarantee you that a lot of their stuff is also going to be our stuff, and we
Yeah.
can talk about those episodes as well. Because
'Cause I got a couple.
I know a lot of what you just said is in that list for sure. Of
They're
all the
like my
people.
children, and I can't
It's
pick one.
crazy. Yeah, it's 100% the way it works. Did you want to read them, or do you want me to?
You
should
wanna
give it to Nate.
alternate?
Nate should read it. Yeah. Yeah. Let's alternate.
We'll have to pause for Nate to bring up the Google
Eat my
Docs.
ass. It's right here. Oh, cut that out. Sorry. That was gross. Sorry.
Yikes.
No, that's normal.
All right, I got one.
All right.
I got him right here, butthead. All right, Mark B.
Yeah, sure.
You want me to you want me to read it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
One of the early episodes with Chase from Arizona Wilderness describing how his brew process, specifically with the ingredients he used. Another favorite are the casual beer reviews with you guys, just cracking open a pint, giving a review of the moment you try it. Some of those beers were great recommendations with the ones that normal people could get. Yeah, I completely agree with Mark B on that one. My Arizona Wilderness, the first one with Chase was going to be high on my list of favorite moments.
Dude, that was
Mark B
great.
is a normal person.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna flag that one right there.
I mean, I remember us like talking and trying to be like, should we talk to the Patrick and John?
Yeah.
And they're like, and then I think Luke was like, we can talk to Chase, and we're like, well, let's talk to Chase
Absolutely.
then. And we got that, and it was just amazing to be able to get.
It was a fun interview where
we were really, I mean, to be honest, I mean myself, I was nervous going into it.
that was
I
one of our
super nervous.
That was one of our first on location in the breweries with a brewer.
with a really big brewer, right?
With a
At the
big
time-
brewer, yep.
At the time, Wilderness was just making some bangers, and they were making big names.
Yep.
across
Chase
all
was
craft
killing
beer.
it for them.
Chase was killing it. So,
And
it
I
was-
remember he had so many good beers that they weren't even.
like we
We got another Mears Mirror. I think he had to sit in the back. You know that's a tough beer to get now today. Still, you know, and if they still make it,
I
I
don't
don't
think they
remember.
make it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not
I don't think
surprised.
the Black Bear Harvest has been good enough for them to make it since then. But like, yeah, he was super nice. Cracked open bottles for us. Like you said, like talk about people like the Shop here. They're just fun to talk to, and is really has a good sense of humor. Chase is like kind of like that guy. It was fun to like to
Yeah.
be with and hang out with. So
He's a good
I
dude.
love that. It was so much fun. And I mean, and awesome that he thinks that us just trying beer and saying stupid stuff is always nice too. So who knows?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what else we got? Well, you're gonna read. You want me to read the next one? You want to read it?
You read the next one.
Should I read it in her voice?
Oh yeah.
No, it's gonna be Cena. Ed's lovely wife and one of our longtime patron supporters. She said her favorite episode will always be the collab with the shop. Somehow I won an entry to participate in the contest that ran on social media, picking the style, the ingredients in the beer, helping to brew the beer with the brewers, and experiencing the awesome kettle technology the shop has was something I'll never forget. It was such a fun day of laughs, beer tastings, and learning. Plus, we ended it with a recording in Dave's super fancy and comfy office. How can that be topped? It can't. You guys definitely need to organize something like that again for your listeners again. It was so much fun. So that was really cool. Thanks, Tina.
And the hashtag good job Cena that was on the cans.
Yes, hashtag good job Cena.
Yeah.
And it's
She's still top Patreon supporter?
yeah, right at this point, yeah. It's funny to look up on the wall there and you see our can, right? And then there's all these other cans.
Yeah, all the
there.
cans they're proud of, and ours is right up front.
It's right there. And when it's funny because we think about it, we talk about it all the time, like
It's next to all their classic cans, dude.
They didn't want to make a 60-ounce can when we first tried doing it, right?
Right.
I did a whole mock-up of a 60-ounce can of the design, and we convinced them that that was the way to go, right?
Right.
Because it's how it works, right? Like
You
it's
helped.
just amazing.
You helped
And
them
then
accept into their lives.
Look at that.
Look at that shelf of cans there.
We did that.
And we're sitting next to so many classics, like one of the first church music cans. We're sitting next to that Office one, that Office IPA. Put them on the map.
The
You remember that
logistics-
can?
Logistics was awesome.
That was it.
Or no,
Was that
was
was it called?
Business
No.
ethics.
Business ethics is
That
what it was
was
called.
so
That,
good.
That's what I'm talking about. And that put them on. They were like, "Whoa!" I don't know who they did that with,
I
or if they
remember.
did, or if somebody. I want to say that was one of their calibration brews.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember?
Yes, the calibration. brew.
Yeah,
They-
and it was
their system was-
freaking nuts.
It was awesome.
It was crazy IPA. No, the fact remains that the shop is. They've done so many great beers over the
100%.
time. So
I remember that when that was one of like 6 cans up there, and
Right.
now that whole wall's kind
Yeah.
of filled up with 16
all
ounce
their
cans.
all their good designs, and ours is prominently located at the front.
Love it.
Good job, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
Jeff, you want to read the next one?
Oh,
I
that's
will
a
read the
big
next
baby.
one.
Holy shit.
The next one is, hey, what do you know, John Rowley? I know it sounds a bit selfish,
That's
but my
making
favorite memory was when I first met your crew down in Tombstone back in 2017. Wow, that seems so long ago.
Was.
For a chat with Weedy and you guys out on the patio there. That was a blast. Yeah,
It's a crazy road trip.
that was a crazy. And again, some of our long road trips, the stuff you going out to California and
Yeah.
Tombstone and some of the more insane stuff we did. Our trip to San Diego was great, even though we didn't podcast too. Just to call that out.
That was a lot of fun. We talk about it all the time. Out there, toolbox and everything. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Toolbox.
And the clock
Pour one out for Toolbox.
Yeah.
The clock chiming in that episode.
Yeah. And the Tombstone one, that next to that clock just kept going off and just ringing and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And we were there.
I forgot
and
about
it was
that.
so funny because we got there like late because we were burning a beer.
How often was that clock going off? It was
a bunch.
obnoxious because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't every hour.
No, and we did it outside because there's
It's like 15 minutes or some shit.
Was tiny inside.
Yes, it
And
was.
so we did it on the patio, and we were there kind of like after hours.
Yeah.
And
That's right, because Weedy's wife was
we
waiting.
showed up, and she was like sitting in the car waiting for him. and
She was waiting for him at the bar or something,
He was
yeah.
not. Yeah, he was like, "Sorry guys, I gotta go." We were like, "Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool, man.
you do.
Yeah, that's fine. We get it."
And now look how far they've come. They've got the downtown here in Phoenix. I mean, I never saw that coming.
Dude, that one's nice. We were there the other day. It was great.
Yeah, it's cool. Very cool spot.
All right, Ed, you got the next.
I'll read the next one from
Okay.
Zach D. I would say one of my favorite episodes was HCPC 72 with John Rowley, recorded at Sleepy Whale. I was on site when you guys
That was fun.
recorded this and got to meet John. It was great to meet someone who has won several awards, who turned out to be such a down-to-earth guy. It also didn't hurt that I was able to try some of the beers he brought. He personally plays well with the overall tone of the podcast, playful, educational, without any level of beer snobbery.
It was really going there that night, and it was fun to be there with just a 4-top with all of us, and John and Zach was there. I forgot about that one. I forgot Zach was there because that was a really fun night.
Yeah, it was awesome. Now you got the next one.
Let's see here. I love listening to the interviews with the brewers and how they got in. Oh, sorry, this is Terrence, by the way. Terrence, our good buddy. He did. Where was he with us last year?
So he did a lot of our video stuff too. He's doing
Yes.
video and doing a lot of like the photography stuff for us at the festivals.
Yep. Yep. Terrence, thank you so much. I love listening to the interviews with the brewers and how they got into the business. You learn that this is an art form. True. I agree with you, Terrence. These guys create masterpieces for the people to enjoy. Sometimes you come across pieces that aren't so great, though. That's to be expected. Very interesting piece of information I learned listening to the Hoppy Craftsmen. Brewers love Subarus. Who would have thought? Anyway, congratulations on 100 episodes. That's a huge accomplishment. Thank you, Terrence. You're the man in more than one way. You're the best. Thanks, buddy. It's always been a blast learning these different people. In different episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I think talking to the brewers is probably some. I mean, listen, I love chatting with you, sure, all the time too. But listen, talking to the brewers and trying to figure out, like, it's so funny just to listen to some of their stuff. Like, I mean, was it like? It was a Chase, and I think it was Luke too. Like, they're like, oh, or no, it was Dave here. They wanted to be dentists. They're going to be school to be dentists.
Yeah,
and they're like, I don't want to be those mouse all the time, so I decided to become a brewer. It's like, how did you come to this?
You remember what
amazing?
You remember what a great episode Superstition was?
Right, yeah.
You know, and how much he taught us and how much he gave to us while we were there.
Oh, it was insane.
For some reason, I don't remember a whole lot about that.
Yeah, because
I don't know why.
It's Jeff, right? And he took care of us, man. He really took care of us, and it was such a fun place to be. I mean, they look as Superstition. They seem to have fun while they're at work all the time. So
100%.
That was such a fun episode too.
Yeah, and we have to. Our name is on the rafters.
Yeah,
that's right. In downtown. That's right.
I'm
Prescott.
almost embarrassed that wasn't. That didn't come up in one of my favorites. That was definitely one of my favorites.
Such a great.
He took such good care of us.
Yeah, 100%. And you got the last one?
Oh, you want me to read the last one?
Yep.
This is from a friend of the show, Sarah Ritchie. Chris refuses to call her by her proper name.
I know. Well, it's because that's what she is on.
Yeah, she'll always be Sarah Ritchie. I would have to say my favorite episodes are the ones where you interview me, kidding, with several exclamation points.
She's not kidding.
No, she's not kidding.
She's not kidding.
That's fine.
No, in all seriousness, my favorites are the ones with Matt Trethaway from Beer Research Institute and BRI Arcade Bar. Look at her flexing her marketing.
She's got marketing.
Look at her
Shameless
Look at her
plug.
listing all the episodes I was never on.
She's got PR. She got PR training, lady.
Matt is so very charismatic, funny, and gives zero fucks. That's probably why he is one of my favorite people in the business.
I love that dude.
I retract the PR statement. Then she just said fucks.
I agree with that. He's called us out several times for shoddy questioning at beer festivals.
He gave us some shit. Yeah. So this last.
I need to do an interview with this guy.
So the last. If you didn't heard the last Strong Beer Fest, right? So I used ChatGPT to generate questions for brewers at Strong Beer Fest, right? There was this giant list, and some were like softball questions. It wasn't too crazy, but then there was some real hard hitters in there, and
super weird technical.
Oh yeah, and so
jargon questions.
We asked everybody kind of some softball ones, kind of stuff, right? And then we got to Matt, and we told everybody before we interviewed that was ChatGPT questions, right? We didn't tell Matt that, and we asked him questions that were just the hardest questions, and he was like, he looks at us and is like, holy shit.
That's great.
And then we finally told him that ChatGPT did that, and then he said the machines are taking over the world. So
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, it was just hilarious because he always gives a shit about not doing our homework or being like, is that a real question? Did you ask a question just now, Ed? Is that what he always gives you shit?
He's a great dude. Last time we were there, just having lunch, and I guess he walked in, and I didn't see him walk in, and the server's like, there's a guy here that looks just like you. We thought it was you when he came in. And Matt comes over and he's like, it's the Breckens. And he tells me the whole story. She's like, yeah, one of the servers saying there's a guy over here that looks just like you. And it's she thought I was his long lost brother or something. It's like, well, kind of, sort of, maybe, yeah. I can see it.
That's it. That's funny.
Perfect.
There's far worse people to be compared to.
I need another beer.
I'd got more. Well, I'd get more fun facts, and then we'll take a break.
All right, go. But I've got nothing left in this glass. Keep that in
Dude,
mind.
that's because you killed
I killed this bad boy, dude.
Get yourself a boot next time.
I needed to drink this. There's a whole crowd in the shop today that is beyond my ability to handle.
Yep.
Yeah, this place is pumping today. So, do you want to take a break and then we'll
pumping with?
Yeah, we can take a break. We take a break and then do some more fun facts.
Yeah, and some more episode memories.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, we'll be back.
You're so smart, Ed. That's why you're on the show. That's why we got you, dude. Don't stop recording while I'm talking.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We took an extended break that you didn't hear for a very good reason.
Yeah,
we'll keep that under wraps for a while. But,
exactly. You'll be hearing it soon.
Super exciting things to come, but we'll get into that later. I probably am the only one who remember where we left off.
It's possible.
We've had a couple beers in between.
We
this
just
break
did all of our Patreon favorite episodes. And now I think it's time
No,
to
that
do
was
either.
just people we reached
listeners.
out to.
Yeah, that's true.
Listeners I reached out to.
Yeah, okay.
But to get back to that, let's talk about some of our favorite things, which kind of just happened to us, which is one of my things. Is
I know, I love that stuff.
When people recognize us, Chris and I had this happen to us, that people recognized us by our voice.
Our
we were
voice.
just sitting at the bar chatting.
Yeah.
And then
How fun
like
is
somebody
that?
walked up to us and we're like, "Hey, are you the Hoppy Craftsmen?" We're like, "Who's asking?" Like, are the cops outside?
That's super stalkery stuff right there.
Crazy,
It's
dude.
like,
I know your voice.
so that's weird. That's always amazing. Like,
It's very cool, and it's a very weird experience if you've never had it before. So
Yeah.
somebody to come over and be like, "I know your voice," and you're like, "Do you now? How do you know my voice?"
Come again?
Yeah. I was like, "Am I your answering machine at your mom's house?" I don't remember. I don't remember recording that.
Funny.
That was awesome. Yeah.
No, this show has never not been a pleasure to do. It's incredible how fun it is to do for reasons like that.
Yeah, Nate. So what are? I mean,
what stands out to you, Nate?
yeah. What is yours, Nate?
Gosh, I mean, we've just had some special moments where brewers have treated us in really VIP. I don't know. I know it might sound lame to say, but we just had some experience on this shows where the average beer drinker doesn't get to do it.
No, we
And
get backstage access to a lot of
all
things
the
at breweries,
time.
which is amazing. And we never ask for it, and people are just
Never.
really excited. They're very excited to show what they're doing, and they're very excited to
And
see
they're
what's
ex-
going on and share it with us.
And
So,
sometimes they're excited to talk about the history of what they've done.
it's amazing.
You know, and so using that as a start off, I really Superstition. Our episode of Superstition goes down in one of my memories as being an all-time great. I think that our shows with Jeff and John and Weedy are is for us personally as beer drinkers was a big night for us.
Yeah.
It's hard to name them all, because we've had some fun ones, man. We've had some fun ones, and the thing that I've enjoyed about the show is I can't remember a bad guest. I can't remember a guest that wasn't like, man, that was fun. The Dark Sky guys.
So
We've had some great episodes with the guys up at Dark Sky.
It made me laugh when they were always like, "Hey, we should record the day after our
Anniversary party."
party." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know you guys been drinking all night.
Yeah.
This is your idea to drink.
That's right.
We're gonna be hungover.
Yeah.
I know you guys are gonna be fucking
Yeah.
trashed." And they're like, "Yeah, let's do that." And you're like,
I remember.
"All right, let's do it."
It-
Sounds fun.
And as a result, Dark Skies is low-key one of my favorite places to go still today.
Yeah.
I'm happy to drive 2 hours to get there. I just think that we've done some really fun things. Prescott with Luke and his buddy there.
The Prairie Patio was fun. That was a good.
Fresh
times.
Spellbinder.
I mean, right out of the bright tanks.
He literally he was. I can't remember how it was.
It was like 6 hours old.
6 hours old.
Every time he's like, "Oh, you want another glass?" You go over to the bright tank and pour it out for us.
Color me jealous on that one.
Dude, it was so good.
I was like, "Here's the keys, honey. I'm not going to be driving because I just drank 7 as fresh as they get Spellbinders."
And then I decided to go to 2 more breweries after that. And it
Yeah.
was good times in Prescott.
It's just a really we've been. I don't want to get all of them because I know you guys need to talk to them too. But gosh, I don't want to forget anybody. I just know we've done 100 of these things. And I've done 60 something apparently of them. And
of the 63 you've done.
in Chase Sariva, we got to thank Chase as well because Chase we did an episode with Chase when we were new.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do it. He brought us into Wilderness when it wasn't even open.
Dude,
I mean, there was nobody in that building.
Also, this Chase was probably Chase helped us get Pablo Vita
Yes.
because we were trying to
Yes.
get Pablo Vita so much.
And
we
Kyle
couldn't.
didn't know us until we did that.
And then Chase is like, "I will reach out to him and let you guys up for him." And then as soon as it happened, it was Kyle and
Yep.
it was Lorette.
And his girl,
Yeah,
they were wonderful to work
on
with.
top of us. It was so good.
And then we did Kyle again with the episode that the show me and you did. we got to do. I mean, wording aside, phrasing aside,
Hey now.
I forgot. That was one of the. Remember what was the name of that beer festival, Chris? Because it was awesome. It was the
The Hop Culture Festival.
Yes,
the Hop
thank
Culture.
you, Hop Culture. I couldn't possibly hit on them all, but we've done too many fun things, and I'm going to leave one I won't even talk to in case you cover it specifically.
all right.
It's one of our oldest ones. So, but go ahead. I've had it. Maybe it's because I've had 4 beers, but every episode's coming up right now as being a fun one.
Nate's gonna hug out all of us.
Yeah, you're getting hugged. You guys are getting hugged. You fuckers are screwed. You are getting hugged.
Should I go next? When we poured for John Rowley at Real Wild and
Yes.
Woody, and Nate
That was
fired a
so-
cork at Richter.
That was so fun.
Yeah, listen. if you ever want to have some empathy for people that pour at beer festivals, just go volunteer for one. Like you think you get a free ticket to go in, but guess what? You're going to work for that ticket.
We bullshitted so
was that
much
the same
about
one we got yelled at because we started pouring early? We were like doing like early samples. It's like, you can't do that. It's I'd like to care, but I'm drunk already.
And then everybody kept asking us if we were from New Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't think I launched that. I don't think I launched it. I think it was somebody else who launched it. I was a pro.
it was you. You fired
I ripped
that
him off, and I was
port.
like, boom, boom, boom.
Dude,
I was ripping him off.
You're like, are you from New Mexico? What's your highest ABV? Can I just take this bottle if I give you 5 tickets? Like, it was insane the things people
Yeah,
ask you.
people
You're
did
like,
ask
"Come
weird
on,
questions. Just give me a ticket and take a beer, you
dude."
weirdo.
And we rotated out. It was the 4 of us, and it was, 3 other people, right? Or 2 other people?
2 other people
And
from
so-
the actual like distributor,
Right.
Crescent Crown, or I think somebody
Yeah.
like
It's
that.
5 people or 6 people. It was still, it was a job.
It was a job.
It was funny how the people from the distributor were asking us what they were supposed to do, and it's like, I'm a fucking podcaster. Just pop beers and pour, bro.
Like, put tickets in here. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you like?
No, it was
fun.
That was a fun experience.
It was.
Good
It was
call,
good.
Ed.
I still,
What's your next
I still
one?
have my amazing rally pentagram shirt from that. It's
I
one of
do
my-
too. I
it's one
wear
of
it
my
all the time.
favorites.
Nice.
I wear it all the time. I love that shirt.
Episode 62 was when we got the lowbrow leisure activities email.
That was a really good episode, too. We got yelled at for
Yeah, but-
stealing the
stealing the HCPC
But
hashtag
from an
the
entire-
Healthcare Professional Committee or whatever in
Britain,
Europe.
in Britain or Europe. You know what? I'm pretty proud of that.
That was still a great email.
It's
I love that.
honestly annoying a bunch of British people. That sounds hilarious. I don't know
Deter me at
why,
all.
but just it sounds great.
One of my favorite episodes is episode 52 is when Nate went on his famous, I would call it glitch, when he was very confused on our watermelon fruit. Or no, not our watermelon vegetables.
Wait,
Do
what
you
happened?
remember that?
No,
Is
what
watermelon a vegetable? It has seeds. Is it a vegetable?
You got real
Oh,
upset
did
about
we
that.
get into it?
And then I was like, oranges have seeds. Are they vegetables? And we went down this whole tangent
many.
of what's a fruit and what's a vegetable.
And
That
then-
doesn't sound like me, so I don't know.
Does that coincide with the, hey, does it taste like grapefruit to you guys? And he's
Yeah.
like, grapefruit water. He's drinking like grapefruit
Yeah.
water. This is a seltzer. And
Nate's like, this IPA tastes like grapefruit. And he's drinking a
We're like-
grapefruit seltzer.
no, it doesn't. This doesn't taste like grapefruit at all.
There's got to be some good audio clips of me over the
There's-
course of
there's
this
a
show
lot,
because
dude.
I'm a bit of a dipshit.
no, it's not even, it's just the random.
It is what it is.
I
You know,
love
you
it.
smoke weed enough, you're gonna say something stupid
Or hilarious. I mean,
or
that's-
hilarious. Yeah,
that's how
for
it works.
sure, for sure.
And then I'll finish up with episode 71, the debut of the studio.
I love that Ed has the numbers of the episodes.
I
I'm
know,
just
he
gonna say
knows.
I
It's
did
like-
some research. I
Yeah.
did.
Wow.
Some,
He's got them all. The debut of the studio, Ed. That is you've done a nice job in that room in the house. I agree. You've got some good sound deadening.
It's come a long way from
You bought-
hanging the moving blanket
you
to
bought
the
some good
actual
equipment.
actually soundproofing.
I'm super impressed
No.
by what I've seen online,
Yeah.
for sure.
Look crazy.
Good job, brother.
All right, Chris, break us down all 99 episodes you've been on for your
I know you've been on
fondest
99.
memories.
You have the most pressure to say without a
Yeah,
doubt.
well, listen, at this point, you guys have said all the amazing things for sure.
How many beers is that? Did
No,
anyone
I've got a couple.
quantify that?
Two beers per episode at least.
I know,
At
my-
least.
At least
Yeah.
2 beers.
I can harken back to when Nate's house was the studio and we did a couple of those like
just
the
saying-
IPAs and coolers,
was-
and that was a shit ton of beers per
That's what I'm saying.
episode.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, the IPA showdown that we did at Nate's house was probably that was amazing because
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was a two. It was,
I'm surprised I remember it.
We
That
made
was a good
two-part.
one.
2-part was it was a train wreck.
It
So
was
listen to
rough.
But that
Well, like this is a good show.
that wasn't a proper numbered show, though. That was a bonus.
Right?
It was.
IPA
It was.
showdown
That
was
was
I
true.
don't think anything. I
This
don't
would be
think we
episode
drank
101.
anything. Nothing was under 8% on that one, was it?
We
That-
drank a
that one
bunch of
was
biggies.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like we had like the 10 from Ren, which was like a 9%. Like I mean, we had a bunch of big
That one
beers.
was stupid.
We had your wives took you home from that.
So
one.
I liked.
Hold on, but we'll say this to Jeff's quantification question. What do they say? It takes 10,000 hours to be a master. Probably we're at maybe 200 hours of podcasting and probably 10,000 hours of drinking.
Yeah.
So
I was
we're
gonna
professional
say-
drinkers, not podcasters.
Beer foo, Chris.
Yeah. Jesus.
All right, Chris.
I would say, you know what's one of my favorite experiences? We went to Captain Fatty's in
Yeah,
Santa
I
Monica.
missed that fucking
That was such a
shit.
great. Like, so
I was like, yeah, Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara. So stuffing it into the back
Yeah.
of your
That's one of my
expedition.
biggest. Just to add on, that's one of my biggest regrets of the show.
It was. Listen, nobody
It
knew it was
is.
going to be as epic as it was.
And that's
until
one
we
of my
did it.
biggest regrets of the show.
Just getting stuffed into Jeff's expedition, right? And then we were going to like driving to California with everybody. Listen to our podcast, by the way, which is the weirdest thing with a bunch of
Yeah,
brewers.
like I don't
We're-
want to do this, please.
We're with Noel, and we're with was it who else was with us? The brewer?
Alex from
was
Grand
Alex
Canyon.
was with us, and then the two other brewers from 12 West. Then they're like, "Hey, can we listen to your podcast? Is it gonna be weird?"
Those guys still
okay.
like post memories on Facebook. It's like, remember when we smelled each other's farts all the way to California? It's
Yeah,
like,
dude.
yes, I do.
So then we
Did
get
they smell
Yes.
like
Unfortunately,
lots of beer, probably.
what the
It
fuck
was-
are those things called?
It was
Sweet
like
tarts.
Corn
stale,
nuts. Did it smell like corn
Stale.
nuts?
No.
stale beer and
Corn
Limburger.
nuts.
So that was great. Then we
And they
went,
made me play gangster rap with the windows down when we were rolling through California.
yeah, it was great. Then we went to
Is it like the scene in Office Space?
We went to Bottle Logic. Bottle Logic
Pretty
was
much.
packed to the gills because their anniversary week. There's a
Right.
line around the block. Alex called somebody that he knew they're there. They let us in the back door.
damn.
We skipped everybody. We got some bad stares at that place.
We got looks
But
on that one.
We got a tour.
Was it
Talk
like
about
that
back to scene
safari
stuff,
thing
yeah.
they used to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like literally a new Disneyland ride opening where there were only so many pours
I
per
would've-
beer. He skipped to the front, and people literally were about to murder us.
I would have looked.
It was great. We did that. Then went to Phantom
I
Carriage.
think me and Chris were
Monkish.
drinking. Me and Chris literally drank like their cinnamon bun stout. They're like, you know,
You blew it. Did you blow the keg?
like in front of people. We're like, oh my god, this is so good, and they were like, fuck you.
I was like, we're getting murdered in California. We left there, went to Monkish. Then we went to friggin' Phantom Carriage.
Phantom Carriage.
Then we left. Then we drove to Santa Monica. Santa Monica.
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara. I never remember one of those places. So Santa Barbara. And then Captain Fatty's was insane. Those guys were awesome. And they're like, hey, listen, the bar's back there. There's glasses here. Just pour whatever you guys want. Like, it was like, and then
Yeah.
we're like, can we buy a 4-pack? They're like, no, just take some. And they kept fucking handing us 4-packs to leave.
Yeah, we walked out of that place with no less than $250 worth of beer.
Yeah. It was crazy.
I don't wanna talk
how
about it.
Awesome that was. Sorry, Nate. That was great. That was a fun trip.
See, Ed, fuck these guys, right?
Yep.
Superstition Meadery. That was an amazing
We-
trip.
Why
When-
was I? I couldn't go. I don't know why I couldn't go. I think I was having I had
When we
I had
released-
really
You probably
small
had a baby.
children.
You probably had a baby at that point.
I had really small kids.
When we release this episode, we'll make sure to post the flight picture that you guys had at Superstition Meadery, because that was
a good one.
that was probably
that
a
was the best
$300
show.
flight that you guys
And
had.
they took care of
they
us,
gave
man.
us two.
Yeah,
It's like, how are we going to finish this?
because
we finished them.
I went up there and I tried to
Oh, we
order stuff
finished
to
'em.
eat, and the bartender's like, no, Jeff's already got you guys. I was like, yeah, but I just want this.
He
goes,
wouldn't allow us to pay for.
He wouldn't let
let
me-
us pay for anything.
He would. Well, the bartender would order another mead. He wouldn't let me order one because he was
Oh,
like, Jeff
really?
got you. He's already got you stuff. If you want one, come back. But he got you. And I was like, oh, okay. And I go
Okay.
sit down, and like, yeah, then they bring it
They
out.
were everything,
And then
yeah.
they bring like two. There was like 2 flight boards for 4, and then an extra one at the end because it wouldn't. Fit
He even had
on
his
it.
kids there. He's
Yeah.
like, "No, we're gonna hang out with you for a
I
few."
say he's so gracious. He had to like go do something. He's like, I got to go. I'm sorry, but I've taken
Yeah.
care of you guys. And we didn't realize until after he
He's
had left
so-
the premises how much he took care of
What
us.
yeah, that was a very Jeff that runs Superstition, and him and his wife are
Yep.
they are classy people, to say the very least.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're classy people. They-
Because I will say this, we've never done this show or gone to a place or talked to anybody with the assumption that we're getting something for free. We always
Oh, yeah.
expect to pay. We always
Yeah.
want to contribute to the brewery and do stuff like
At
that.
the very
yeah, we've
least-
gotten free beer. Yeah, we've gotten discounts.
at the
but
very
we've
least, an
never-
industry discount.
Yeah,
At the very least.
I mean, even when we've had our whole bill covered, we usually stay and
Yes.
Buy
get
more,
a beer
get
just
food,
to
We
tip the
always-
bartender, stuff like that. So when stuff like that happens, it's amazing. Like when we did Pedal House, we had a dedicated server that just
Oh,
walked
man,
to
that's
us
so cool.
in the brewery.
I remember I missed that
And-
show
and the
too.
Pedal
Apparently,
House
I've
one-
missed 30 something of them.
You missed that 37. The pedal house one, like she would walk back and Julian would just like he wouldn't even like be like, you guys want some more
No,
beer?
just
got
He'd
it.
another
go-
round.
He would just be like
What a
another round. He
badass.
wouldn't even ask. He would just like, yep. He's like, yeah,
What
another
a
round of all of
badass.
us. And you're like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, oh,
I
what
think
a badass.
I think
Friggin'
that
it
was the
was-
coolest. I mean, the coolest thing about being on this podcast is
yeah, we've been
we're kind of
treated
all
well.
the same, and every podcast since we started at a brewery. It's like, hey, let's start a tab. And I mean, knowing that they're probably going to hook us up, but it was always like,
Yeah.
we at least make the gesture. It's like, we are not influencers. We have no expectations of free stuff.
We would never
We're not
assume.
going to sit here and push back and be like, oh no, we must pay. You know, we have our, artistic integrity. You don't need artistic integrity to drink good beer, but I don't think we've ever gone into a podcast, at least, not that it changed when I left, but
No.
we always approach this like we are willing to pay for good beer. Always.
Always. We always have been. The thing about the show is we've really got. I hope we've supported our friends. I hope we supported the people that we like a lot, and the guys here at the shop they count.
There's no industry discount on this. Take this back.
There's no industry discount on our integrity.
Fix this.
I was wondering if there's an industry discount on that backpack thing.
So,
All right, Chris, what else you got for
so
standout episodes?
as far as now episodes, there's. I mean, like again, you guys said
That dog's
They're all your favorite
Chase was
children.
amazing. Hanging out. I mean,
I want to think about this for a second. Oh yeah, I got one. Did you think? Have you got any memories?
What?
Oh come on, dude! You remember this? The first Real Wild and Woody was
Dude.
an experience.
That was experience. That was a good
and
time.
it was. And the guys at BRI were like, the Matt was on a table. He was like yelling at everybody, and it was just so fun.
Yeah,
My
that was a good
newborn
time.
was with us, and my wife. I mean, I know that's just my own personal memory of
Yeah,
it.
that was awesome.
But exactly like me and you, and the first Real Wild and Woody was awesome. And
so-
it was small. Where was it, Chris? Do you remember?
No, it was downtown Phoenix. That was
It
actually
was at
downtown,
the smaller convention
smaller
center.
convention downtown
Right.
Phoenix,
Right.
which was great because listen,
And it was perfectly sized.
it was inside. It was air conditioned. It was amazing.
It was
standing
sick.
in line. You
That's
stand-
where
you-
we met Matt, and
Yeah.
BRI
Yes.
was new, and I was
Well-
ridiculously drunk when I hit him up. To be
Oh,
on the
we've been
podcast.
all so. I don't remember walking out of beer. I mean, we all walked out of that Real Wild and Woody hammered.
I don't know if it was that Real Wild Woody, but I think we met you guys there. Ed and
It's entirely
Ed and Steve was there.
possible.
No,
I
that
think-
was the second
Was
one.
the
That
second
was
one?
at the
Second
actual
one,
Because-
okay.
because I
Phoenix
remember seeing
Convention
it, like,
Center.
Okay.
coming up to us and talking to us about the podcast.
That was after you abducted me.
And then she gave me a hug, and I was like, I don't know who that lady is. And like, I'm not a hugger.
Get
and she
off
hugged
me,
me,
lady.
But she was like super
Chris
nice.
is not a hugger.
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, because we
It
didn't
was
see
awesome.
you guys till the end of the festival, and you'd
Yeah.
already done all your recording, and you guys were all hammered at
Oh,
that
we were
point.
super hammered.
Ed,
Yeah.
you were a former listener. I mean, who was your favorite Hoppy Craftsman?
Oh no.
Was it me, Ed?
No,
Come on, Ed.
That's
Come
never
on.
gonna happen.
Was I a problem?
no,
What did you like it despite me?
no, because I met you and Jeff in the gold mine. Remember the
Yes.
bloggers logger? That's where I
that's-
first met you
that's-
and Jeff.
That's fucking right. That's
And that's
freaking right.
That's right. I missed that. I didn't go to.
You
the
couldn't
one.
go to
Yeah,
that.
I couldn't go to that.
But that was
one.
fun.
Yeah.
Right, I met you and Jeff, and then that's
Then
when
you
I
went
started
home and talked to
listening
Cena.
I
and you
went.
were
That's
like,
when I started listening to the show.
yeah, like Nate's kind of a douche.
Well, he just said that Nate wasn't it, so that just it
Jeff.
sounds like he's saying
Yeah,
Jeff
it's
was his
Jeff. You
favorite
like
Hoppy
Jeff?
Craftsman.
Jeff was your favorite Hoppy Crafts? Were you like, oh,
I'm
Nate's,
charismatic, motherfucker.
Were you like, oh, Nate's a douche?
No,
Come
Jeff
on,
had-
you can be
Jeff-
honest.
No, Jeff had the stickers.
Oh,
That's
Jeff
what it
had the
was. Jeff
stickers.
got me with the stickers.
Jeff did have
It's
the
all
stickers.
about the swag.
He liked
It's
the
the
stickers.
swag.
So my last one, I'm going to transition to the next segment of the show.
Do it.
Well, next segment of the show will be part 2.
Yeah, I
Oh.
was gonna
Oh,
say
okay,
I have
we're
to go to the
gonna do part
bathroom.
two.
I have to go to the
A
bathroom.
two-parter.
And
And
none of it-
there is a specific reason that there is a part 2 to episode
Okay.
100.
and we're all low
So,
on beer.
Well, let's do that.
Not
then.
to say
So-
anyone's
well,
gonna
finish
drink
up
more.
with your last memory.
Yeah, what do you remember, Chris?
So my one of my other favorite memories is we got a message that we somehow missed,
oh fuck.
and then we saw it, and we're like, oh shit, and we sent Jeff to fucking go pick up a beer for us at Ren House.
Oh,
Yes.
this one. Yeah.
So-
It was no. Hang on a second. It was the cream. The
Peaches and cream.
The peaches and cream beer, right?
Peaches and cream beer.
So
Yes.
we got
I know
a
how we
message-
not talked about Ren. It's because I'm so like I know you guys are sick about me talking about Ren. Go ahead.
Dude,
Go ahead.
No, but like we got a message.
And I'm
it
gonna
was-
go after
it was
that.
from Drew, and it was like, "Hey, have you tried the peaches and cream? I saved you guys a can." And we're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "No." And so we sent Jeff.
Fucking
Jeff
badass,
was
Drew.
Jeff was willing to go.
Drew's such a badass.
And the thing I love about it is that we talked about when we're drinking on the show, right? And this is one of the we'll talk about later.
I think
but,
I
like,
might have that can still. Can't recall.
it literally. Jeff went in to get it. It said it didn't. He's like, "I'm here to pick
It's
up
blank. It was blank. It was a blank
well,
can.
They're doing crowlers at the time,
Exactly.
I was going to say, was this
Well,
still
I went
Crowler
there and I
days?
was like, "Hey, I'm here to pick up a can of peaches and cream," and the
Yeah.
dude looked at me like,
He's like, "What's your name?"
He's like, "We're tapped, dude."
Yeah, you're like
and I
2
was
days
like,
too late,
I was
right?
like, "No, Drew said he had a can for me." He's like, what's your name? And I was like, Jeff. And he's like, nah.
Nope.
And I was like, well, it's for
Yeah.
the Hoppy Craftsmen podcast. And the guy was like, I literally saw the light bulb pop up over his head. He's like, I got you. And he comes out and he gives this big crowler, and it's not even written on there. It's like
Yeah.
a tied
Yep. Yes.
tag, and it's
Yes.
like podcast dudes.
Yep. And do you remember how good that was?
It was great.
We all
Yes.
drank it together because
was
I
so
had
good.
the can, so we must all have been together.
Well, I think I saw it, and I didn't even get in my car. I was like, I'm taking a picture of this now, and I'm sending it to you. I was like, dude,
Yep.
check out this beer.
And the best part was is that, like, you said when we were drinking it, that's the first brand beer you've ever had.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, right? So
Yep, that is
listen,
amazing.
and
But
the
they were
fact-
new
but-
then.
and
They were new.
But listen,
Very.
The thing I love about it, and that one that Drew thought about us in general, but
Yeah.
like that was what for like that second it clicked for me that we had people listening to our show that were in the beer industry
Yep.
that liked what we were
They
doing.
were keeping tabs,
and
man.
And they wanted us to try their beer. That's what we thought about it.
Yeah.
And that for me was like, wow, this is more than me just being in my house talking about beer. This is like me helping like promote other
That's
breweries.
true,
it
man.
was validation.
That was a special
It was-
moment.
It was total validation.
Yeah.
That was
100%.
you're kind of actually making me emotional because that was really actually a special moment.
Dude, it was
I remember just thinking to ourselves like, man, people care about our show and they like us, and it's like they
Right.
want to. We didn't even know Drew, dude,
Yeah.
and he
No.
was just like, I want to hear.
I think. I mean. I'm
that's
not.
that was a good one,
I'm not
Chris.
discounting anyone we've talked to. I'm not discounting any brewery. But again, at that time,
Oh, yeah.
Wren House was the Arizona.
They were
Phoenix
disruptors.
brewery, and then that led to that podcast with him and Luke.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, those guys
Yeah.
rolled out the red carpet, and I mean,
they were-
they couldn't give us enough stuff. And again, they were pulling stuff out of the
Oh
the-
yeah, we
the
had Joe
fermenters, and it was
Max's.
like,
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Well, Arizona's
Lucas-
never been like a line industry in the brewery sector. Like, there's only been two places that have really had lines for beer. It's Wren House and Wilderness.
well, and this
And they were
place-
competing at the same time.
Yes,
and
they've
plus-
had him here. They've had him here.
And then comes my last favorite memory is like what Cena said.
Yeah, there's a good one here
brewing
too.
a beer here, right? And brewing
Yeah.
a beer here, and that whole process was a lot of fun, and it was great to talk to them. But being
Good call,
here
brother.
and recording out on that patio and seeing a line of fucking people
Yeah.
line up for our fucking beer
Yep.
that I designed a can that we all fucking helped have a
Yep.
hand in. That
Couldn't have done it without you.
Ed's wife won it, and then he was able to come.
I was
and do
just
it.
like, hey, I'm an escort.
How random,
Plus
dude.
one.
I have Ed like
That's
like
so
carrying
awesome. I
bags of
forgot
grain,
about
'cause
that.
Cena's like, I'm not carrying grain. And it's like, oh, fucking, I'll do it. He's like carrying grain and fucking
That's
hauling grain.
crazy. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Which is awesome.
That's sick, Ed.
So that was.
Means it was meant
that was
to
a great
be, dude.
experience in general. So,
dude, I have the video that I think one of you recorded of me. I became the spokesman for that
oh
release
yeah,
day.
out here on the patio.
I watched that video at least
Yeah.
once a month because it's like
a
I
cool
mean
fucking memory.
that was our I had
Oh,
friends.
that was a special day.
I had friends drive here from California to get cases of that beer.
it was good.
But I remember the look on Chris's face when they're like, oh, you did a label for the can? We're going to do 300 cases. And it was like double batched.
Wait,
They had
wait.
just installed their system. It was only like the, second or third beer they actually did on
Yeah.
on
And
that
and
new brew system.
We came. Nate and I came here, and we actually saw the pallets of empty cans outside. It was insane. It was
I remember you
crazy.
sent me the pictures of the pallets of the cans, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is happening!"
It was super cool. It was such a surreal experience.
It was.
Have a concept.
It was.
Have everything work together.
And we didn't have the money for that, man. They just
No.
they just brought us in. They bought the ingredients, and they willing to do a collaboration. And then that's not how every collaboration works.
No.
For any of our listeners, that's not typically how they work. There's usually a financial investment from one of the breweries, if not both of the breweries.
Right.
And we were really lucky to work with such wonderful people here at the shop. Those dudes, I can't remember each of the three names. I really wish I could recall right now, but Dylan,
Jason and Dave.
and Dave. Thank you so much. They're good people. It's a bottom line, great people that took a chance on our show. That weren't like, oh, they didn't look into our backgrounds. They didn't say, hey, is this a show that's worth our time?
They didn't credit check you.
Yeah, they didn't say, hey, you guys haven't done that many shows, or you're not that the lineup kind of changes. They just kind of said, hey, nah, you guys are supporting craft beer in Arizona. Come do one with us. And that is, can't thank them enough.
Yeah, I love it.
Can't thank them enough. Good call, Chris.
Good dudes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good call, dude.
All right, we're
It's like
wrapping
he's
this.
done this 99 times.
It's like he's done it 99 times, and I'm gonna give Chris one more set of kudos because I know he fucking hates
Hey, I
it.
hate
Yeah,
it.
you can see him squirming over
He
there.
hates it, and the fact of the matter is Chris thought about this show. Chris thought about bringing me on, and I think that the fact of the matter is, if Chris hadn't thought about bringing me on, we wouldn't have thought about bringing anybody else on, and so forth. And Chris Chris drives this podcast, and I want to thank him for doing it, dude. Because if you,
I hate
I
you
know
so
you
much.
fucking hate it, dude. But if you hadn't done it. If you hadn't done it, there's experiences that I've had in this industry that I never would have had. And as a result of it, I have a lifelong passion for craft beer. And I just have to thank you for being such a badass and being like, a podcast sounds like a good idea. And I'm going to invite Brandon and Nate. And you know what, dude? I don't know. You did a wonderful thing. And
crazy.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank
You know, I'll stop.
Thank
He's
you.
squirming so bad.
I
He
hate
is.
it.
He
I
doesn't
hate
like
so
it.
much.
He
I
doesn't
don't
like
I
it.
don't like the. Listen,
He doesn't enjoy it, but you know what? That's just another indication that he doesn't want it, and that's fine, dude. I just want you to know, God dang it, thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man. And thank you to Ed and Jeff.
I'm
It's
gonna
the
cry, guys.
least.
All right, let's
That's
wrap this
all
up.
right.
Least
Sure.
worst Arizona craft beer podcast.
Yeah, dude.
well,
and a special thanks to Ed and Jeff and just like all four of us, man. Like we've made this stuff work. And just so everybody heads up, it's quarter of a quarter. Like your voice is spectacular, your voice is spectacular, and so do you, dude. We all work, and we just work really well together as a team of four. I love you guys. I love you guys.
Here's where it gets derailed.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll save for the hugs for when we get off the recording. But thank you all so much for making this. I think that any one of our listeners would agree that the four of us at any one time has made this show what it is.
Agreed.
It's been amazing. Thanks for having me back, guys.
Yeah.
Yep, I love you guys. That's all I got to say.
All right, well, stay.
And we'll end it there because we got to do a part 2 for a very
Yeah.
good reason. I'll save the spoiler
Save
for
it.
part 2.
Yes.
And
So
then we have
what we
listen.
got.
whole another section to
Yeah.
go over. So
We'll
all right.
go over the top 5 listened to podcasts.
Oh,
which I don't.
nice.
Do you think
Good
any of
call.
them were mentioned in
Yes,
our?
yes,
A
yes.
couple of
They
them.
were.
Yeah, a couple of
Okay,
them.
so we'll talk about that, and we'll do some special thank yous, and we'll
Yeah.
start with the spoiler kind of cliffhanger for part 2. So we'll see you then.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Nate.